Is the sun making a big silhouette? Oh no. Might be better if I do it the other way around. Hold please. I'll do some technical adjustments.
Ooh.
Hi, Nicole.
It's going to be better, right?
Change of scenery, Joe.
Huh?
Change of scenery.
Change of scenery. I know. I thought I'd go for a different orientation this week. I thought I'd go, you know.
Looks pretty nice.
Let me show you the west side of it. We're kind of jazz things up every week, you know, keep things fresh.
You absolute show off. If I gave you a new orientation, you could see the other end of my sofa.
What are you talking about? I can see you've rearranged your books.
Oh, yeah.
Why, yes, I am reading the new Yoval Harari book. We could discuss that later.
There was some big thing on Twitter this week about it being the ultimate wanky act of showing off if you zoom in front of a bookshelf. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I reckon that beats veranda for sure. 100% more wanky. So how is everybody? What's the news over there? Are we kind of closer to lifting restrictions, or what's the latest?
Yeah, I think May 11 is going to be I think even restaurants are going to be able to open, but you have to provide your name and contacts and in case there's something happening.
Oh, nice.
So, but you know, I think it's going to go back to fairly normal.
Great. Cool.
I'm not coming back to the end of the month now.
You're not? They just keep you there for fun, or just?
No, there's no planes.
Oh shit!
It keeps getting cancelled every.
That's what I keep on saying, but I know there are planes. I just there aren't. Cool. Should we just get started? I guess so, right? Right. What we're going to do this week, we're going to focus on functional training, which, like some of you may know, it's basically like, whereas in strength conditioning we tend to do a lot of like just kind of coplanar, like linear stuff, like crunches or squats. It's just in one plane of movement. Today we're going to do it in kind of multiple planes of movement. So we're going to do some functional training, and then we're going to do a core burner at the end, which is it's going to hurt, but we're going to mix the functional training with isometric holds. So we're going to mix like kind of functional compound movements with doing like just static holds. So your recovery will be just like holds, but they're holds that are going to burn. So it's going to be like good. So we're going to go straight into a warm up. First thing we're going to do is we're all going to go, anyone who does yoga knows this stance called malasana, which is like basically when you squat down. And what I want to do this, hang on, I'm just going to move this. The purpose of this is just to like open our hips up like in the morning. And what we want to kind of see, if you can do, is like, don't like be up on your toes when you like to have your feet flat on the floor and have your bum sitting back. So basically like your legs should just come like straight down like that and get like kind of as low as you can. But this should just be really nice for like your kind of ankle joints and also for your hips. And then while you're doing this, because we're going to do a lot of kind of works on our hands and our wrists later, just put your hands together and just start doing kind of circles. So you're just like rotating your wrists like this. And we're just going to kind of stay in this position, rotate your wrists, and then come back the other way. And we're just kind of going to get synovial fluid all on our wrists and stuff like that and get ourselves like really nice and worked out. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths. Okay, and we're going to come out of that. We're going to go into our like, cat cow that we love. And when we're doing these kind of cat cows, what I want to do is like, when we're coming into, I think that was cat, right? We're going to push our hands and our knees away from each other. So imagine you've got like, you're trying to push the mat below you, like stretch it out. So imagine knees going to the back of the room and wrist going forward. And then you'll feel this like engagement through your core and through your lats and stuff. And then when you're moving out, go into cow, do the opposite. And I want you to draw your wrists and your knees in towards each other. So there'll be this like pull, this like active pull down on your mat. Go back, push away, hands and wrists. Sorry, wrists and knees. Breathe out. Knees and wrists going towards each other. Breathe in. Knees and wrists away from each other. Breathe out. Knees and wrists towards each other. Okay, and then we're going to do a little runner's lunge. So it's like coming into this lunge like this. You can put your knee flat on the floor. And then we're going to get a little thoracic twist. So you're going to then reach through, put your left hand. So if your right foot's forward, your left hand's going on the ground. Your right hand's going to go straight up. And if you can, turn and look up past your fingers. And then you should feel this really nice stretch in your hip flexors, in your glutes, and in your thoracic, so like in the middle of your spine. And you bring that hand down. You're going to switch. Go and sort of downward dog quickly. Switch legs. Leg goes down. Left foot forward, right hand down. Left hand rotates and goes up. And we feel that stretch. Nice. And then we're going to do a little, this is kind of building up for the exercises that we're about to do. We're going to do a little kind of sequence where we start standing. We start standing and we go into an inchworm. So we're just going to come down, but really gently, like it shouldn't really be super active. Come down into a plank, and then you're going to do like a scapular shrug, which is just basically like dropping your shoulder blades to each other and then lifting them up. And that's it. It shouldn't be like, but it shouldn't be anything like flexing. And then palms back up to the top. And stand up and come up onto your tippy toes so you're getting like a little stretch up for your calves. We're going to do that 2 more times. So come down, inchworm really gently forward, into plank. Little scapular shrug, so like drop your shoulder blades so they always touch. And straight out again. And we're going to push and walk our hands all the way back to our toes. Arms up in the air, come up onto your tippy toes. Come down, last time. Walk your hands forward, into plank. Little shoulder shrug. Walk your hands back. Feet up onto your tippy toes, hands up in the air. Nice. Right. And then I just want to do an exercise that we've actually done before, but for today it's going to be quite important that we get this. For the isometric holds is bracing. Like when we talked like 2 sessions ago about your transverse abdominis, which is like the corset that runs all the way around your body. We did some bracing exercises. And basically what this is going to be, you're going to come onto your back. And normally when you're on your back, you feel like a little, well, I do, because I have shit posture, just feel a little like void underneath my lower spine. In this exercise, you're going to breathe in and you're going to brace your core. And you should feel that come flat. So you should feel your lower back come flat to the ground. And when you breathe out, you're not going to relax your core, but you should be able to breathe normally. So you're just going to breathe out and then start breathing in and out for 6 breaths. But the whole time you want your core braced and your lower back flat against the floor. And this is just going to help us like learning how to really properly brace our transverse abdominis. So come onto your back in a kind of supine position. And just feel quickly with your hands if you can feel like a little space under your lower spine. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take a breath in on the count of 3. And then with that breath in, we're going to tense. And with that tension, we should close that gap down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, brace. Feel that that gap is closed underneath you, and then breathe out. But when we're breathing out, we're not releasing the brace. So you should be able to breathe normally, but still feel your stomach in tension. So we're just going to do 6 breaths like that. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, last one, and out. And we'll come back up into a seated position. I just want you to remember that, because when we're going into the next exercises, particularly with the isometric holds, you're going to be constantly in a kind of state of bracing your muscles, but breathing is like essential. If you don't breathe, you're just going to be fucked after like 30 seconds, because we're going to mix these functional exercises, which are a bit more cardio based. They're kind of more dynamic. They work for multiple joints and multiple muscle groups. And then our isometric holds are going to be like our recovery. So if we don't breathe during our recovery, we're going to find that we're like super knackered straight away. Right, I'm going to run through the exercises we're going to do. There's 8 exercises, 4 which are functional, 4 which are holds. And we're going to do 3 sets. So we're just going to run through them. And these are going to be 1 minute each, but with no break between them as well. Which means our ISO holds become our recoveries. So the first one we're going to do, I don't know if anybody knows this exercise. Some people call them break dances, some people call them sit-throughs. But basically, you're going to go like, each time you're going to be in this kind of position. So you've got your like left leg and right arm will be on the floor, and then you switch, and then you come through like this. Has anyone done these before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, pretty cool. Right, okay. But when you're doing this, you want your kind of leg basically sort of parallel to the floor, and you want to bring your opposing arm back. So don't just kind of leave this arm out here, kind of bring it back. So when you're switching, that arm that's up in the air is kind of really active. So that's the first one. Then from there, our recovery is a prisoner squat hold. So everyone knows what prisoner squats is. It's a regular squat, but your hands are on your head. So you're not, haven't got your hands forward like normal. Just gonna like sit here and just make sure we've got good form so our knees aren't in front of our thing. If we want to make it a bit more testing, we can hold up into like a bar squat, so come up on your tippy toes, because then we're gonna like get that isometric in our calves as well. Next one we're gonna do is side plank rotation with a crunch. So we're gonna, everyone knows side plank. So we're gonna come through into our side plank, crunch, and then come onto your forearms, switch over, crunch. You're just gonna go, it's like basically just coming through side plank. So you're just gonna rotate back and forward. And then on the recovery of the isometric hold for that, after that one, it's just a one-legged bridge for 30 seconds each side. So you're just gonna say like this, 30 seconds, and when I say, you just switch legs. And like last week, just really concentrate on your glute holding your body weight up there. Next one we're gonna do is, we're gonna do mountain cross climbers, sorry. But then we've got frog hop. So we're gonna do like 4 of these and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're just gonna hop forward and then come back. 2, 3, 4. Just hop and then come back. So we're just gonna do those. After that one, we've got plank leg raises, which you all know, which I love. Basically like last one, I'm just gonna stay in a plank, one leg raised, and then after 30 seconds I'll say, and we're just gonna switch legs. That's that one. Then we go into, this one's a bit like, I don't know if anyone's done like animal movements. There's this movement basically where you're like in a plank position, but your knees are like hovering just off the ground. Can you see that on camera? Like your shins are parallel to the ground. So what we're gonna do is like move our legs forward, and then from here we're gonna do plank up and down, and then back out. So legs in, parallel to the floor, down onto your forearms, and back up. Really simple like that. And then the last one is a plank hold. But if we want to make it a little bit tougher, which we always do, the option to do plank, but I'd like everybody at least a little bit to do a bit of an extended plank. So instead of, it doesn't have to be massive because we're going to hold it for like 1 minute, but if you can bring your hands like 30 centimeters forward of where your shoulders are and just hold it there, probably like the length of your mat, then that'd be good. Right, is that clear to everybody? I know a lot of people have got their mics off, so give me a thumbs up if it's clear.
Clear, but you'll need to remind us between each one.
Clear.
Yeah, we'll do a little thing. And we're going to do 3 sets, so they'll get like, first set might be a bit like, oh, what the fuck, but then it'll become more fluid, all right? So we're going to go with starting with the break dances or the sit throughs. I'm going to start with these in like 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so nice and smooth. Bring your leg through, just make sure your legs are parallel with the floor. And just remember that opposing arm is like active as well. So it's not just like flapping around. You're gonna like bring it back and really open up your body.
Not.
You should feel this like kind of through your side body, but like also through your core as well, as you're just sort of bracing yourself. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. Next, we're going into a prisoner squat hold. So normal squat, with your hands up by your head. And anyone who wants to, if you want to come up on your tippy toes, at least for a bit of it, that'd be great as well. I told you these are going to burn. All right. 3, 2, 1. So now we're going into the side plank rotations. So just remember we're down on our forearms like this. As we twist out, we're crunching the side. So forearm down, to the side, crunch on that way. Okay? All right, let's go. Three, 2, 1. Right, okay. Next hold is our one leg glute bridge. We go straight into it, and we do 30 seconds each leg. I think this should be all right for everybody, but if it is too difficult, then just come down on both legs. All right, change. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're going into these mountain cross climbers. So it's like you're doing mountain climbers, but you're going to come to the opposite elbow. And you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a smooth. Then you're going to frog hop to the front. Hands up. Frog hop up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frog up to the front. Back. 1, 2, 4. Frog hop. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Okay. Next one, we're going plank leg raises. So regular plank. Just holding one leg up. You should feel that in your quad because you're creating tension, and in your glute as well. Switch sides. Ten seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to these, what we call kind of creeper planks. So you're bringing your legs, going from plank, bring your legs forward, so your shins are parallel with the ground, and then you're going down onto your forearms, back up, legs straight. Forward, legs parallel. Alright. Keep your legs forward, keep your knees about just an inch or two off the ground. And your shins parallel to the floor, that's really important. That's when you're going to get the benefit. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, now extended plank. Regular plank. Put your hands 30 centimeters further forward. Not over the top, but it should still be an extension. Seconds there. If it's too much, just bring it back into a regular plank. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. Set number 1 done. We've got 3 sets. We're back into our breakdown. Everyone feeling good? Thumbs up for the people with no microphones. I don't know many thumbs up there. Right, breakdown. Let's go. Sit throughs.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Oh.
Three, 2, 1. Nice.
Why? But this one's hard. Figure it out.
I like that one. All right, going back into our prisoner squats. Everyone down. Hands to your ears. Up on your tippy toes if you want. And what putting our hands on our heads stops us from overcompensating and leaning forward, and forces us to be back, have our butt over our heels more. Doing good. 20 seconds to go. This should feel a real nice core burn. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going into our side plank rotations. Come back, coming onto your forearm. Give a little punch. Forearm under. Punch it. Rotate over. Punch. Let's go. You do it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Inside glute bridges. One leg glute bridge. Put on the back. One leg up in the air. Squeeze your glutes. Or glutes. Okay, and switch sides. Fifteen seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Oh yeah, I'm mounting cross climbers into our little frog hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward, like that. Back and plank. 2, 3, 4. Up and forward. Nice. These mountain climbers bit don't have to be super fast. We'll just be quite regular. Let's fire that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and forward. Forward. 1, 2, 4. 10 seconds.
Oh,
Okay, right. Our plank leg raises. Regular plank. Lift up one leg. Hold it like this. In 5 seconds, we're changing legs. 3, 2, 1. Next.
It's just hard on the arms, man.
A little bit of a shoulder burn, I can say.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah.
Creeper.
Right, this plank. Knees forward. Down onto your forearms. Lift it back up.
That's easy.
Leg forward. Forearms down. Forearms down. You should feel this in your tendons on your quads, so like just above your knees. That's the forward. If you're not feeling anything there, just feel your knees and shin close to the ground. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And now our friend, extended plank. Right. Go into that. And remember what we did earlier? Use the tension, like pushing your feet and your hands away from each other. You're going to create the tension, which should actually help you. Providing you've got good grip on your mat. If you haven't, nice. 20 seconds left of this one. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. End of set 2. Shake your arms out a bit. And we'll pick up the rest.
I'm dripping sweat now, buddy.
And back into our sit throughs, our break dances. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. Last set. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. Nice. Go on, critical squats. Here's your head. Sit back. On your tippy toes if you want to. Good, halfway there. Got 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. The last one of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Leg down a little bit. Let's come into our side plank rotation with a crunch. Side plank, crunch it. One down. You're wanting to add a bit because this is the last set. Your hand into the forearm.
Oh, that would make it easier.
10 seconds of this one. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, one quick bridge. Last one of these, so squeeze it up. Don't let your bottom sink down. I'm going to change in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change legs. Same again. Keep it nice and high. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now coming into our cross climbers, frog hops. Mat climbers across. 3, 4. Hop it forward. Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward, up. Next 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 seconds left. And good. 3, 4. Forward. 1, 2, 4. Forward. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward. Good stuff. Right. Plank leg raises. Into a plank. One leg up. Okay, you're going to in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change legs. Fifteen seconds after this one. Right, everyone, just keep it up. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Doing awesome, guys. We've got 2 more left.
Bye.
So a little creepy plank. Down your back. Knees forward. Shins parallel. Forearms. If you want to in this one, instead of doing your forearms down, you can do a micro press up. Knees forward. Forward, 1 or micro press up. Fifteen seconds left of this one. The last functional workout. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, good work. We're almost there. Extended plank. It's our last one, so take a count. Not of the whole exercise, I mean, but like of this one. Left of the front. And 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, one. Good start. Everyone enjoy that?
Ooh, that was good. Yeah.
Good, because then we've got a little bonus ab burner for the last 10 minutes. So take a couple of minutes just to catch your breath and stuff. And then we've got 2 sets just of 6 exercises. So that's 12 minutes. Okay, yeah, 12 minutes. But we're going to go between kind of relatively light, and they're exercises that you all know, so we shouldn't have to like not too complicated. First one, everyone knows it, Russian twist. But when you do these, I don't want like people just throwing their arms. I want you to basically look over your shoulder each time to make sure like your upper body is really twisting. If you're not like almost looking to point over your shoulder behind you, you just can like throw your arms without really getting again. Next one, flutter kicks. And for this one, I want you to remember our bracing. We're going to brace, close down that gap there. I'm just going to flutter kick, just like that. Simple versus killer. Next one, roll-ins, which probably everyone knows, which is just these. But we can cheat when we're doing these and like kind of fling our legs up and use the weight of our legs to bring momentum. I don't want to do that. I want us to like come to this point, and from here, imagine that it's really just your abs that are contracting and pulling the whole weight of your legs up. That way we'll get much out of it. And you can experiment to see the difference between just flinging your legs up and using the momentum and actually rolling them in. Next one is jackknives, which I hate, but we're going to do them anyway. Everyone knows these. Then we're going to do pendulums. So it'll be more or less the same position. Put your arms out either side of you if you want to stabilize. You're just going to let your legs fall over to one side and the other. And they'll never get that high, but try and imagine your toes are pointing at your hands that are stabilizing you. That way they won't be kind of like just down at an angle. You'll be actually kind of bringing them more or less perpendicular at right angles to your body. Next one, and then we finish with bicycles. And with these bicycles, I know we have a tendency sometimes just to kind of fling our elbows. But what I want to do more in this, for good form, is concentrate more on your shoulder going to your knee, rather than, because otherwise we can just have the same thing. We can just kind of like flick our elbows at them. Where we should really concentrate on our shoulder coming up to our knee, so we actually bring our stomach up to the ground as well. So we've got 6 exercises, 2 sets, 45 seconds per exercise with a little 15-second mini break between each one, just to like coordinate. Everyone good with that? Yeah,
on.
great. And we're going to go in like 10 seconds, starting with Russian twists. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ten seconds left this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little 15-second break. Oh, I think I fucked up the timer. Okay. All right, we're just going to go with it. Next one, we're going flutter kicks. We might take a slightly longer break to let them catch up with us. All right, flutter kicks in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone remember, brace, get your lower back flat on the floor. Fifteen seconds of this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. And then I've messed up the song a little bit, so we'll go for like 20-second rest. Next is roll-ins. Remember what I said about the form of the roll-ins. Don't fling your legs up. Start these in 3, 2, 1, go. Ten seconds left. Three, 2, 1. Good stuff. Next in jackknives. What's my new favorite? I don't know why. Let's just go for them. Legs as straight as you can. Let's go. Remember to breathe as well. Don't hold your breath. You should be breathing out on the most effort of the exercise. So if you crunch up, breathe out. Breathe in when you're at the bottom. Three, two, one. Nice. Do not like those. Right, next up, pendulums. Legs back up. Nice and slow, controlled movements these as well. We don't have to do them like real fast. Going in 3, 2, 1. Arms out to the side. Concentrate. And trying to create a right angle between your body and your straight legs going down to the side. If they're really too hard, you can bend your legs. But like if we can, like get your legs as straight as possible, even if like incrementally you start with bent legs and then you're trying to work your way up to like perfectly straight legs. And we get a maximum amount of weight and we're creating a maximum leverage as well. Ten seconds left for these ones. 3, 2, 1. Nice, well done. Now going into bicycles, and let's remember with these ones, don't grab behind your head and like wrench it up. Just hands to your ears and not flicking your elbows up to your knees, but try and concentrate on your shoulders coming up as though they were going to meet your knees. I know they can't in reality. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, concentrate on your breathing on these really nice steady breaths. In one side, out the other side if you're doing them quite slowly. Just that breathing, like with anything, that's going to make it manageable. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice. First set done. It's good. Second and last set, and then we're finished. So just concentrate on really good form now. So we're starting, going straight back in. Nice Russian twist. Good. 3, 2, 1. I don't know, they might be. Might be. That's Amanda Scott. Doing class. 20 seconds after these. Remember, really concentrate on looking over your shoulder, look almost behind you. Get more out of each movement. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Fleur the kicks. Come straight onto your back. Concentrate before we start. Get that brace. Breathe in. Brace. Get your lower back flat on the floor. Breathe out. You stay tense. And away we go. And real nice steady breathing here. Don't hold your breath, it's going to hurt. Just a real slow, steady in-breath. Long exhale as well. All good, only 10 seconds left of this one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Roll in. Again, this last set of these, let's focus on like good form. Don't throw your legs up. Almost come to a point here where you do a like micro pause and then concentrate on front end of the mic. All right, away we go. And as with the others, remember your exhale should be at the part of the movement with exertion. So as you're rolling up, you should be exhaling. Breathe out. Nice long inhale on the way down. If you get your breathing right, all these exercises should be like 10 times easier. And done. All right, only 3 exercises left. Into jackknives. Nice straight legs. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Fifteen seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Only 2 more and we're done. Going into pendulums. Stay on your back. Legs up in the air. Arms out by your side. Real nice, slow and steady. And remember, breathing out on the maximum point of exertion. So breathing out on the way down. You should be in control. Little breath in at the bottom. Breathe out. Just bring it back up. Five seconds left for this one. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Right. Last one of the whole session. Finishing on bicycles. Let's make them real nice. Let's make them count. Just 45 seconds left to exercise. We'll give it everything. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Twenty seconds left. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Good work, everyone.
Boy.
Right. My promise to you is I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Huh?
Yeah, it's intense.
I'm ready to go back to sleep.